going on, you guys? Alex Chasen back here with a brand new video. Hopefully you're having a great day, afternoon, or night, wherever you guys are in this world. And let's talk about the struggling and really surprisingly bad Memphis Grizzlies in today's video. As of today, as of the time I'm making this, the Grizzlies are sitting at 0-6 with the absolute worst record in the entire NBA. And I think it's surprising, but there are also some really key details to why this is happening. So let's dive into this in today's video, because the Memphis Grizzlies, they're going to be really in a bad spot when Ja Morant comes back after his 25-game suspension if they don't figure this out quick. They're 0-6. Ja Morant comes back in what? Let me do the quick math real quick. In 19 games, if they don't figure this out, they're going to be sitting in a really deep hole. So let's talk about the Grizzlies in today's video. There's a few bullet points of why the Memphis Grizzlies are struggling so bad right now. And I believe at the top of these bullet points, maybe not one, but definitely in the top three, Steven Adams' absence. And it's going to be this entire season. Steven Adams, as we all know, had knee surgery at the end of last year, missed the entire playoffs, was a huge hit for the Memphis lack of production in the playoffs. And it's going to be the same thing for this entire season. I guess that knee surgery wasn't enough. The Memphis Grizzlies got the shot in the heart right before the season started. He's going to be out for this entire year, all the way through the playoffs yet again. And what people do not understand is that Steven Adams is an offensive rebounding machine. I mean, a rebounding machine in general, but especially second chance points. He averages around 5 offensive rebounds per game, giving the Memphis Grizzlies second chances to get buckets in games. And you completely lose that aspect. Yes, you got guys like Marcus Smart, Triple J, really good, top of the line, top of the league defenders, both D-poise, back-to-back years. But rebounding, that's a different element. That's a different game. And Steven Adams, his job for this Grizzlies team was to be that grit and grind guy, get those second chance buckets, get those defensive rebounds as well, and help get the Grizzlies up the court. Now, obviously not bring up the ball up the court, but get the ball, pass it out to Ja Morant, and let him do his thing. Obviously, Steven Adams is never bringing the ball up the court, but you get what I mean. Get the rebound, kick at the jaw, go on his way. But now he's gone. And also Ja Morant's gone for 25 games too, which leads to the other bullet point. Your superstar point guard is not there. And as much as you like guys like Marcus Smart, I love him. Triple J, Desmond Bane, I predicted it. He's going to be a dog. He's going to average 26, 28 points per game. He's doing exactly that. But when you're just having one possession and you're not really having anyone to get those offensive rebounds, you're struggling also on the other end because teams are exploiting your misses, not getting those rebounds, and they're just pushing the pace and you can't get back in time. That's where the Memphis Grizzlies are truly struggling, and it's showing. So someone like Steven Adams, as much as, yeah, he's not a superstar, he is a real rock for this Grizzlies team, and that hole is really showing right now. So I'm just looking at the Grizzlies stats right now just to show you guys an example. And their best offensive rebounder right now is Xavier Tillman. And I know, small sample size, just 6 games in, but they're really struggling. And Steven Adams' 5 offensive rebounds per game is really showing. So right now, Xavier Tillman is only averaging 2.2 offensive rebounds per game. That's their best guy. And then right behind him is Triple J at 1.7. So roughly 5 offensive rebounds per game, dwindling down to 2.2. Those second chance points, those second chance opportunities, cut in half, pretty much, more than cut in half. And it's not just Steven Adams and Ja Morant who are out. You got Santi Almada right now, John Concher, Derrick Rose is currently injured. As we all know, Brandon Clark suffered a torn Achilles last March. There's really no timetable on his return. He'll come back sometime this season, but they are struggling in pretty much every area from guard down to big man. Someone is injured. So right now, yes, their top 3 guys are playing very well. You got Desmond Bane, who's turning into a superstar. You got Triple J doing his thing. He is kind of being a foul merchant right now, putting other teams in good positions at the line and or just keeping possession. He's averaging around 4 fouls per game. He definitely needs to rein that back because who's their next best big man right now? Yes, Xavier Tillman is nice, but after that, it's very thin. And then on top of that, yes, you got Marcus Smart, averaging 15 points per game, 5 assists. I'll touch on him more than a second. Really taking that leadership role for this team, as we all know he would. But then it drops off. I mean, it's Zaire Williams in your 4th position, averaging 10 points per game, 6 rebounds. That's all right, but he is not supposed to be, producing that much. That shouldn't be his role for this team, but he has to. And don't get me wrong, he's stepping up, playing very solid in his 30 minutes roughly per night. And then you got David Roddy averaging 10 points per game as well. There's a lot of guys who are kind of stepping up, but they're stepping up, but they can't, step any farther because that's just kind of, that's not what they're supposed to do. That's not their role for this team. A lot of these guys who are playing a ton of minutes or wouldn't really be playing a ton of minutes if they were fully healthy. And that is really showing when they step on the court. You got Kenny Lofton getting some good minutes. I saw a few nights ago he was playing some good rotational minutes. A lot of guys are playing more minutes than they usually would. And there's a reason behind that. Because no, they're in the NBA. They bust all our butts. But they're lower rotational pieces. And it's showing because they have to play right now. So now let me jump back to Marcus Smart. And a lot of people are talking about how they should have kept Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones is going to flourish in Washington now, being able to start at point guard. Good for him. You bring in Marcus Smart. Obviously, no one's arguing. Marcus Smart, Tyus Jones, yeah, Marcus Smart is a major upgrade defensively, overall offensively as well. But something Marcus Smart doesn't have that Tyus Jones already had, Tyus Jones understood the Memphis offense. When Ja Morant was out last year, he got suspended, he was injured, he was out, a good amount last year as well. Tyus Jones understood his assignment, and even when Ja Morant was playing, Tyus Jones understood his job to the fullest degree. He was the definition of that perfect six-man when Ja Morant was healthy, and then the absolute perfect, not replacement, no one's replacing Ja Morant, but the perfect fill-in for Ja Morant to run the offense and run the flow. Because if you're watching the Grizzlies games right now, there's real no offensive flow. Desmond Bane's not going to run the offense. Obviously, Triple J can't run the offense. It's Marcus Smart's job right now. And Marcus Smart is new to this team. And he even said it himself. He has not run an offense since before Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were on the Celtics. And at that point, they had Isaiah Thomas who was really running the offense. So even pre-Isaiah Thomas is the last time Marcus Smart ran an offense back in 2016, 2015, before Isaiah Thomas even showed up on the scene. That's the last time Marcus Smart had the opportunity to run an offense at the guard position alongside Avery Bradley. Yeah, that's almost 10 years ago. And now he's supposed to do that now. He hasn't done that. And I understand why he might be struggling to be that number one guy, but that number one guy to direct everyone and where they're supposed to go. So with that said, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. And this is just my take on why the Memphis Grizzlies are 0-6 and struggling right now. Because on paper, you look at guys like Desmond Bane, Triple J, Marcus Smart, this team should be pretty good, but you got to pull a layer back. They are suffering so many injuries right now. A new face leading this team in a way in Marcus Smart. He hasn't run an offense in so long, like I said previously in the video. And then, of course, the 25-game suspension for Ja Morant, that cannot be untalked about as well, because you obviously don't have your superstar. That speaks for itself right there. But now the question is, how much of a hole will the Memphis Grizzlies be in another 19 games when Ja Morant comes back? Because in this Western Conference, yes, really anyone can win it besides the top 2 or 3 teams. The Kings, the Nuggets, the Clippers, Lakers. Really, I don't even know who's going to be the number 1 seed, honestly. I mean, you think it's going to be the Nuggets. It could be the Kings if they get a little hot. The Warriors look surprisingly good right now. I didn't think it would be that much, with Jordan Poole's absence. But hey, prove me wrong, Golden State. I hope you do. But yeah, how much of a hole will the Grizzlies be in, and can they come back? That's the thing. If they're sitting at the 14th, 15th seed, 3-22, I doubt that. I think they're going to start to get things rolling, hopefully, you'd think. But if they're 3-22, something disgusting like that, I doubt it. Or maybe 10-15, that might be more realistic there. Then, yeah, you can kind of fight back with Ja Morant. But if they're sub 10 wins, can they really climb their way back? So let's see if the Memphis Grizzlies can grab their first win very soon. You got the Portland Trailblazers tonight, then the Miami Heat, the Utah Jazz, and then you got a tough little stretch in LA with the Clippers and Lakers. That one should be interesting. And then you got Wembanyama. They should be able to get their first win very soon, you'd think, but who knows. But yeah, I'll be back soon, and like always, peace out.